When people say that the Buddha was born, it is often understood as the arrival of a divine figure. But this is not how Buddhism understands it. The Buddha was not born enlightened. He was first born as a human being, known as Siddhartha Gautama, living in a specific time and place in ancient India. In this sense, the birth of the Buddha was not a physical event, but a spiritual one. It was the moment a human being fully awakened to the nature of suffering and the path beyond it. Siddhartha grew up in comfort and privilege, protected from the harsher realities of life. Yet this protection could not last forever. When he encountered old age, illness, and death, these experiences shattered the illusion that wealth or power could shield anyone from suffering. From that point on, his life was shaped by a single question: why do humans suffer? And is there a way to bring that suffering to an end? Leaving his former life was not an act of escape. It was a deliberate search for truth. Siddhartha explored meditation and strict ascetic practices, pushing his body to its limits. But through exhaustion and failure, he realized that neither pleasure nor extreme self-denial led to freedom. From this realization came the idea of the middle way, a path that avoids extremes and emphasizes balance, awareness, and clarity. The moment of awakening beneath the Bodhi tree was not a supernatural vision or a message from a god. It was the result of deep observation and insight. Siddhartha saw clearly that all things are impermanent, that there is no fixed and unchanging self, and that suffering arises from attachment. More importantly, he understood that suffering is not inevitable. It can be understood, and it can come to an end. At that moment, the Buddha was born, not as a new person, but as a new way of seeing life. After awakening, the Buddha did not withdraw from the world or claim divine status. He lived simply, traveled on foot, and taught people from all walks of life. He did not demand worship or blind belief. Instead, he encouraged personal understanding and direct experience. He described himself not as a savior, but as someone who had awakened and pointed to a path others could follow for themselves. So the birth of the Buddha does not refer to the arrival of a divine figure sent to rescue humanity. It refers to the realization that full awakening is possible for a human being, and that liberation does not come from outside, but from understanding, wisdom, and compassion cultivated within.